Hey everybody, this is Incarcerant. I'm just doing a small video to help anybody who wants to learn how to drift in Forza Motorsport 4, who's new to the game or just wants to try to handle drifting. This is my AE86, also called the Hachi. This is what I'll be using for this video, which comprises just mainly of how to initiate and a little bit of car control. So, let's start out with the handbrake. This is usually the first one most guys learn, for good reason. It's simple and it's effective. Lock up the back wheels, give it a bit of power over, bit of counter steer to catch, follow it through on the turn. Do the same again, and that's the handbrake. Now, we'll look back at it. As you'll see, I'll do a little flick. I'll use the handbrake to lock up the back wheels to break traction, and while I've lost traction on the back, I'll give it a bit of power. Like so. Catch it with a little bit of counter steer, only as much as you need. You know, just keep control of the car and just basically push it around the corner with the rear tires, or the rear wheels, I should say. And that's the handbrake initiation. Now, next up, we're looking at the weight transfer, also known as the inertia drift. Similar to the handbrake style, but without using the handbrake. Now, what you do with this one is similar to what I did with the handbrake. I did a little flick out to the outside and then back in. Well, what the little flick to the outside and back in does is it shifts the weight from the rear end outwards, and that's what causes your loss of traction. Now, when you've got that the rear end at that point, give it a bit of a power over, and it'll help push your car around, as you'll see in this little slow-mo. I use a bit of brake as well just to help the weight travel. And it's just as easy as that. I'm going to do the same thing again here. Now we're moving on to the tricky one. The clutch kick. This isn't really one I'd recommend for straight out beginners, but I know guys who have done it, and it is possible. Basically what you do is you kick the clutch. What that does is it kicks your revs up, and once you release back off the clutch, your revs will cause the back wheels to spin, causing the loss of traction. Basically, in effect, doing the opposite of what the handbrake does. Either way, you lose traction, but this one's a bit of a harder one to wrap your head around. So, unless you're comfortable with trying it, I wouldn't recommend it. You have to listen for the kick. And there it is. And then from there on, it's just the same thing. Counter steer, give it as much throttle as you need, just to keep control of the car. I kind of mess it up here as well, so. But anyway, nobody's perfect. So basically, with car control, just give it as much throttle, as much counter steer. Just try and keep control of it. If you control the slide, don't worry about getting too much angle to begin with. Just control the slide mainly, and just keep practicing and practicing and practicing until you nail it, basically. Now, hopefully now if this video takes off, I might do more. Like, I was thinking of doing like a tandem video next. Maybe go to Tsukuba. So, I don't know, it's up to you guys. Let me know what you think, and if so, I'll see you then.